Hello friends, Mose here. Welcome to Money Moments. We've moved it to the page to accommodate more people. And so we are going to give it a little bit of time as those who are usually on the Facebook wall find their way to the page by liking the page and then joining us. Atieno Claire, my friend, good to see you. How has the lockdown kept you? Evelyn Wagaba, God's beloved daughter, Florence Babirie, my Kuzo daughter, friend, business partner. Babirie Florence is the one who is responsible for the Straightforward Financial Growth book sales, this book. And she's doing an amazing job. They are now on Amazon. They are now on Jumia. She can deliver to you anywhere you are. So thanks so much, Florence. I appreciate you so much. You are a star. Yeah, Abraham Christopher Magero, Ginger Man, good to see you. Persist Chambers, good to see you. Susan Nasaka and Tebe, good to see you. Ariho Kamara, the legend himself of business, good to see you. Of branding, the brand legend, AK, Max Shieldkick, the man. Who else is here? Monica Katisi. We're going to take a little bit of time to let people who are usually on my Facebook wall to find us here on the page. Going forward, we're going to use the page. It gives us some advantages that we don't have on the wall. Tara Casos joining us all that from California. How is the lockdown over there? This is Money Moments again. Tina Mads is always here for both Money Moments and Men's Bible Study and Mission Community Leaders. So awesome. Yeah, Tara saying I got him out of bed. Hallelujah, Amina. Doleto Mugerwa, Desire Nalongo, the cake. Desire, what's the business of your cakes called? I know I'm your client. I've been buying cakes left, center, and right, but remind me of the name of the business. Sophie Mirembe, how is it going? How is that shop in Chireka? Is it going well? Moses Sebale, the man who escaped from Bujiri and finally made it to Kampala. Good to see you. Joe Ben, the drum master. Samuel Elvis, the baddest photographer north of the Limpopo. Persis Babirie, my media manager, and Kwegamba Media, she's the most competent consultant on media matters out there. Nate Mwonge, good to see you, sir. Let me see who else is here. Laban Obwana, Sharon Tumsime, Hannah seated in heavenly places always. Stella, good to see you. Atieno, yes, the lockdown. Yeah, coaching with Eunice, that's awesome. That's awesome. Eunice is from a different planet. John Mary Sengendo, Phil Tasobia, awesome. David Benjamin, my brother, good to see you. Yeah, they missed me yesterday for MC Live. Nabade Nonyaka Wonga Newufa Bibawo. Joy Mirembe, always good to see you. Oven Aroma is the name of Desire Nalongo's Gondi. Joseph Rabose, the man himself, good to see you. Hey, I'm in the greetings section and I'm here recognizing the greatness that I'm seeing on this screen. I have a Sebombo, good to see you, my friend. Sophie, remember the shop closed, now selling fertilizers. Wow, tell me about that. Agi Chirabo joining us from Nairobi. Soft, have you made it out of Sudan yet, or are you still north of the border? Who else is here? Let's see. Yeah. Isaac Mkisa, good to see you, sir. I know what's going on a little bit with you right now, so praying for you. Rose Asimwe, building materials A and A plus Namgongo. Rose Asimwe is the one who has supplied our building materials for the Worship Paraphernalia project. So you can reach out to her if you need bulk materials. Very good. Angel Mugabe. Okay, keep sharing this on your walls. People are going to sort of adjust to find us here because they're used to finding us there. So you can just cross-share on your wall, either just share the link or start a watch party or something. And then let's get going. I think Pastor is going to share it on my wall. I think my wall allows people to share things on it. I suffer a lot for that matter, but why serving is serving. Roy Muhumuza Ann Matheson from Ginger, good to see you. Welcome, Maro Strode, Bonnie Grace, Okuba Byron, Damugole, Rukia Naluja, incredible business person. Guys, welcome to Money Moments this Thursday noon. We have shifted here. We will no longer be on my wall. We will be here on my page. Yeah, David Asanga, signature speaker, Musumba Zach, Benjamin Bichung, my man, the investor himself, plenipotentiary. I don't know what that word means. Investor par excellence, Beatrice Biamazi, baddest, author, speaker, pastor, kwegamba. She's just one small package which is too packed with too many good things in one. Anyway, good to see you, ma'am. Yeah, Asset Business Solutions, Sanyo Nale Kaganzi, Kulenge Denyabo. Welcome, guys. So we are back to Money Moments, and I think my greetings time is just done. So now I'm going to dive deep into our conversation for today. And some of you do not be tempted to be bored just yet, because I'm going to repeat some things. Honesty, Rumba, I saw that you had memorized the whole of Colossians. Colossians, no jimarako. When I grow up, I want to be like you. Yay, come on, people. People. So we are looking at the fundamentals of personal finance, mastering the fundamentals of personal finance. In fact, just a moment. Let me see a piece of paper here so I can draw something for you. Some of you may be joining us for the first time, so I'd like to be as illustrative as I can be. Mastering the fundamentals of personal finance. What are the fundamentals? Income, in our context, savings. You're going to hear a lot of American books don't talk about savings, don't believe them. Here we save because we don't have loans of 2%. Savings, assets, and cash flow. So these are the four fundamentals of personal finance. Here we go again. I believe that my handwriting is very readable. Oh, it's the other way around. Okay, you have to be able to read Arabic, like right to left. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because I failed to find a way of turning around my screen. Let me see. I just might succeed, but every time I've tried, not very good things have happened. But hey, no harm done. Yeah, it has worked. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm sure now you can see properly. It's not the other way around. So income. I need to exit the mode here. So you have income, savings, assets, cash flow. Income, savings, assets, cash flow. So how does it work? It goes around in a cyclical way. Okay, so your income, you save some of your income, and then out of your savings you buy assets, and then from the assets you create cash flow. And now your cash flow, sorry, I'm trying to get used to the reversed, to the mirror effect myself. Then from your cash flow you get new income, and then you save assets and cash flow. So that's how you oops, how am I supposed to do this? That's how you create the cycle of wealth. That's the wealth cycle. So it is income, savings, assets, cash flow. Now, what I wanted to show you on this paper is that at every stage there is potential for loss. It's called expenses. I don't know if we looked at this last time, but I'll just stress it again. So you create your awesome income here, yeah, and guess what? Some of it is either going to be spent or it's going to go to savings. So when you get income, you either spend or you save. Now the point is, whatever you spend cannot create wealth. It's only that which you save that can create wealth. Now, then you can have your savings. You can have your beautiful savings over here. And then what happens? You run into what people call a rainy day. Some people save for a rainy day. I don't save for a rainy day. I save to invest. So you run into a rainy day and you spend your savings. Guess what happens when you spend your savings? You've just killed the wealth cycle. You cannot get wealthy if you keep saving and then you spend your savings. Okay, so what happens with your savings? You have to purchase assets. That's the ultimate aim. You purchase assets. So income, savings, you purchase assets with your savings. And guess what? If you don't know how to produce cash flow from your assets, what's going to happen? You're going to run into one bad day when you are in bad need of cash, and what will you do? You'll sell your assets. So you can lose your assets if you don't produce cash flow. You can lose your assets if you don't produce cash flow. So how do you know you have a good asset? A good asset is one which gives you cash flow. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. That's a good asset. But guess what? Even when you have cash flow, you can lose it. You can get all your cash flow, go to Dubai, and have a party with friends. And you come back to zero. So when you get your cash flow, you're supposed to consider it as income and then reinvest it. So that's the cycle. I want to go through it too many times, but I just wanted to remind us of the wealth cycle. So it's again income, savings, assets, cash flow. Income, savings, assets, cash flow, and you repeat. Okay, so don't save for rainy days, save to invest. You can have some money for emergencies, but that shouldn't be your focus. If you expect trouble will come. If you expect good will come. So I would rather expect good. When you expect good, even when trouble comes, you can take care of it. Someone said, take care of the big things and the small things will take care of themselves. If you keep taking care of only the small things, you never manage the big things. So take care of the big stuff, big vision, big what, and then the small things will take care of themselves. How do you take care of the big things? Have, for each of these things we talked about here, income, savings, assets, and cash flow, have a target. Have a goal. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time with incredible, deadly accuracy. Can you imagine deadly accuracy hitting nothing? Yeah, that's what the majority of the people do, and you are not among the majority. You are among a small minority who have wisdom and understanding of how money and finance works. And you, my friend, you're going to change your life permanently, your children's life and your grandchildren's life, by the way you handle money, by sticking to this wealth cycle and ensuring that you're operating in wisdom. I hope I'm making sense, friends. So so you have to have a target. So for example, let's talk about income. You need to have an income target. How much money do you want to make in the year 2020? If you think that's someone else's decision to make, you've just relegated leadership in that area. You are the one. Whose money is it? It's you. Who's working for it? It's you. Who needs to have a goal? You. So you must have a goal that I'm going to make this much money this year. Okay. And after you've done that, did we do that? I just want to be sure. Tina Namas usually reminds me. Did we do the thing of dividing, going down to the value for the minute on this group? Did we do the value for the minute on this broadcast, or did I do it somewhere else? I teach in so many different spaces. Sometimes I'm wondering if I've done the different things I need to do. So someone will remind me. Tina, you probably know if we did value for the minute or not. Please go ahead and remind us if we did value for the minute. So you need to have an income target for 2020. How much money do you want to make? And then after that, you need to have a savings target. How much money do you want to save? Okay, thanks, Tina, I've seen that. How much money do you want to save for investments, to buy assets? And then when it comes to assets, there's something called the net worth. Usually, you need to know what was your net worth as of December 31st, 2019. And then you need to have a target. How much should my net worth be December 31st, 2020? So that you know, over the period of 365 days, how much is my net worth going to grow? Because then that informs how you save and how you invest and in what kind of assets you're investing. I hope I'm making sense. And then when it comes to cash flow, then you need to still have a target of my assets. How much should they sweat? What should be the return on investment per annum from my collective set of assets? So you may find that you have loads of assets, you know, hundreds of millions, but they produce absolutely zero cash. And that's not a good asset. So if you don't give yourself a target, then your assets will not sweat. Okay, let me now take you back to the first aspect of income. We looked at income. We looked at the law of income. You shall be compensated according to the value that you bring to the market. You shall be compensated according to the value that you bring to the market. Both butchers and surgeons deal with meat, but they are compensated wildly differently. Why? Because of the reality of one of the skill sets and how much skill you need to have for the other. So if all you're into is butchery, you will never be rewarded like a surgeon unless you have hundreds of butcheries or unless you run an abattoir, in which case you are no longer a butcher, you're a business person. I hope I'm making sense. So that's where I want us to refocus again. I talked a little bit about the law of income last week, and then we also talked about the law of time from Sandy Adelaja's book about time, which says that the law of time dictates that successful people convert their time into value, or they convert their time into tangible services and products. So your degree of financial success as a person is simply your conversion ratio. How much is your minute worth? Every time you exist, how much is your conversion ratio of time to cash? What's your time to cash conversion? So that's what determines your financial success. If you don't have that concept, and for you just show up at work, sign in, sit around, take tea, read the newspapers, be on social media, etc., then you have no concept of the law of time and the law of income, which states you shall be compensated according to the value you bring to the market. So in his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, T. Harv Eker says that poor people are compensated for their time, whereas rich people are compensated for their value. So those who are compensated for their time, you're paid to show up. As long as you showed up, you signed in, you thumbed in, you sit in the office, it doesn't matter whether the company is making losses, whether they are pushing boundaries or they are creating new innovations, you shall be paid your check. Now, that's for poor people. Rich people are compensated for value. It's not about the time you spend there. It's about the value that you bring to the situation. So you may find that people who understand these concepts, they don't go to work every day at 5 and leave at 11. No. They will show up, do something there for 5 minutes, then they are paid the same amount you are paid to work for 6 months. And they've just done it for 5 minutes. Why? The value they bring determines what they are paid, not how much they show up. So you need to completely get rid of that mentality of showing up. The show up mentality has to die out of your life if you are going to become wealthy. Okay, so a certain gentleman, there was a factory. This is a story. There was a factory somewhere, the production was going on well, and then the factory ceased to work. Production ceased. Something was not working well. So they call in this mechanical engineer to come and resolve the problem. Okay, so the guy came in and he had his hammer and he just went to one area and knocked there twice. Tink, tink, and the factory whatever came back to life. And then he sent a bill for his work, you know. I think he sent a bill of like $2,000 or $3,000. So the factory owner was infuriated. Like, this guy came in here for barely a minute and he's asking for $2,000 or $3,000. So he said, so he wrote back to him and said, I would like you to itemize this invoice. Have you heard of itemization? I would like you to itemize this invoice because I can't believe what you're being. So he itemized the invoice and he said, for knocking the hammer on the equipment, $10. Okay, and for knowing where to knock, $2,990. How about that? How about that? By the way, give me that blue button or the red one if you're there, so I know I'm not all by myself. Yeah. So that was the thing. Yeah. And anyone can knock. Knowing where to knock, that's the thing. So I keep telling people, we all can do heart surgery. You know, we can remove your heart. Removing is not the problem. The issue is, can we put it back and it works? Yeah, because, you know, it would be gross, but if our life or the nation depended on it, we can remove it. The point is, can we put it back and it works? That's the issue. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about value. My brother, my sister, what value are you bringing to the market? Because I talked about this last week and it may seem like a repetition, but it's not. And here is, because I'm going to take a certain emphasis, and let me take the emphasis right now since I have a few minutes left. So think about this. There's actually a law, the law of value. I heard this from Sam Ademi, Nigerian pastor and coach. The law of value, which states that when value leaves you, value is going to come back to you. When value leaves you, value will come back to you. Now, I'm here to solve your problem of income, because many of you have been saying, okay, Mose, good talks, what? Yes, law of income, banange, nonya, income, let's go get it. Then you discover you can't drive, can't live on, etc. But then the mistake a lot of people make is, when it comes to money, making money, is to look for money. Never look for money. It's not sustainable. You will annoy your clients. They'll see you as a taker. You will just piss everyone off if you are out there to look for money. You do not get wealthy by looking for money. Some almost succeed, but it's not sustainable. How do you get wealthy? Don't be a taker. Don't perceive yourself as a taker, someone who wants to take someone's money. Be a giver. Be a giver. When I joined the John Maxwell team, that's one of the biggest lessons I learned in the John Maxwell team. We are givers. We give value. If you keep dispensing value everywhere you go, soon value will get back to you. It's the same principle in the book of Ecclesiastes about investment, when it says, cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days, it will return to you. Give a serving to many, to 6 to 7, for you do not know which way it will go. You don't know if it will rain and whether the storm will come and which side that will fall. So, my friend, I wish there was a way of just getting my heart and put it inside you on this matter. Because I know this has been the problem for a lot of you. You hear us talk about all these financial things and then you go out to be a taker and it never works. And a few weeks, few months, a year down the road, you're as frustrated, you've lost your friends, everyone is annoyed with you. Why? Because you went out to get value instead of giving value. The way that God has created the world is that value comes to those who release value. Those who release value. When value leaves you, value is going to come back to you. That's the law of value. Again, I want to acknowledge that I heard it from Dr. Sam Adeyemi. Very powerful law. That changed my life. That will change your life. And today, that's where I want us to lean in these last few minutes. Value. When value leaves you, value is about to come back to you. Never cease to release value. Release value. Be a giver of value. What makes you successful is to be a giver of value. Release value. Don't be too fixated on making money. It will make you a mean, hard, unreliable person, because you, instead of taking care of this client, you are trying to look for the other one. Because no, I'm not saying allow people to take you for granted, because especially in church, people like to take people for granted. Hey, yeah, brother, hey, sister, it is for the Lord. What? You can't go to the market and order for tomatoes for free, or pineapples. But people just don't understand value, because people think that if it's not solid and quotable and seeable and what, it's not valuable. That's why people are willing to buy the bricks and the sand and whatever to build buildings. I'm an architect, so I know this, but they are not willing to pay for the designs. Why? Because the designs are not a physical thing. The designs is intrinsic value. But it's really wealthy people who understand value. The people who understand value and intrinsic value are the people who become wealthy. So for us Africans, we are fixated on physical things. Even when I teach people about investments, for them the first thing, it has to be the house or land. Or but if I ask you, we are on Facebook right now. What is Facebook? So just because you can't touch it and see it, you think it's less valuable than your 10 acres of land, wherever it is, or your farm, or your cows. What is Facebook? What is Google? What's Amazon? So let's become people who understand. Africans. Let's become a people of wisdom and understanding. Value is not necessarily something you hold. So that's why people pay for food, but not for knowledge. Meaning they value their bodies over their minds. But, so that I'm not distracted, let me stick with the issue of value. The law of value. When value leaves you, value will come back to you. Now, sometimes it will not come back to you quickly. Sometimes it's not going to be instant. Sometimes it may take years. But value, as long as the universe exists, value will never leave you and not come back to you in some way. So, become a giver of value. That's how you establish your brand. That's called branding. Mr. Kamara is on this call. That's called branding. Value. You become a giver of value. So when you become a giver of value, value starts coming back to you. For example, you may be tempted to, deliver just enough to be paid. Whatever that is. It can be a book. You're working on a book. It can be a painting. Timothy is here. It can be a song. And there's just that thing where it's just enough to pass. And people are willing to pay. But you have not delivered your whole value. That's not good. Why is GIVER still making money even now when people are stuck at home? The value they keep delivering. They give you more food than you can finish in a less time than you expected. And they try to make sure you have a good customer experience. So even now, people are like, those are our people. I'm willing to call from wherever it is for them to deliver. Why? They've proven their value. They are givers. So people, business people, billionaires over here who are listening to me, focus on giving value. Don't focus on billing. Yes, you must bill. Don't mistake me to be saying that you don't take your worth when you're billing, but it shouldn't be your ultimate focus. Your ultimate focus should be to give people so much value that they feel like you've undercharged them. Because whatever value you keep with people when you've undercharged them, that value doesn't get lost. Look, there's a reason why we sell Straightforward Financial Growth at 30,000. I know that's a book that could sell for 100,000, 80,000, 70,000. But we set it at 30K. Why? We want to give people value. We want people to read that book and feel like, why is it only 30K? But some people, they are first-time writers. They've never written anything. They come out with a book, Kalithin, like this. What? It's not even well done. And then they just start saying, 60K. Like, Banag. That's the first time we are hearing from you. SF is my 7th book. I feel like let me tell you something about value. My best book, what I consider to be my best book, is Call to Greatness. And Call to Greatness, we made a mistake on the cover of the book. We misspelled something. And people were negotiating, no, it can be what? People want to see it, you could cover, there's. We said, you know what? Nope. We believe in excellence. We had to reprint more than 1,000 books. Value. My friend Angela Sanyo discovered something was wrong with her project. Her CD, very good music. You should get it if you haven't. About someone who claimed to have written a song that was on the CD, and then they found out they actually didn't write the song, and they had given credit to this person as the writer. They had printed the CDs in the US and they had shipped them. They had to destroy close to 1,000 CDs and redo the whole process. That's called when you know your value and you're not willing to compromise for the short term. They're not willing to compromise for the short term. Why? People, when you have that mentality, you just keep giving value. And guess what? You keep increasing the value you give every so often. People start getting a lot more from you than before. It's about value. Don't compromise your value, because when value leaves you, value is going to come back to you. You can get to a point in life where you are the least worried person about money. Why? Money is, you just know that you can always call on it anytime. Why? Because you're a constant giver of value. All right, I'm done here. So thanks so much for joining me for today. Again, remember, we've shifted to the Moses page, Facebook page for Money Moments every Thursday, 12 o'clock to 12:30-ish, because now we are at 12:34. So thanks so much for joining me. Also, feel free to suggest in the comments if there is any particular aspect of finance that you would like us to deal with. Just in the running comments of today's, or even after we've hung up, you just keep suggesting in the comments, and then we will be able to make that adjustment. You can also let me know what stood out for you, what really worked for you, like what was a great blessing to you, because we want to be sure that we are giving people what you need. We don't want to make an assumption about what you need. We want to be sure we are giving you something that you can work with. Okay? Cool. So God bless you. See you. Go and focus on delivering value. You will never be broke another day. Love you.